Bitcoin is getting obliterated and our alts are crashing. We saw Bitcoin do this massive run toward the upside where it ran all the way up to $93,000 price range and then it got rejected, and we're seeing these massive red candlesticks. We're sitting currently at $85,000 price range, and we knew that prices were going to reject here. Here we saw one rejection toward this range. Here we saw a second rejection. Here we saw a third rejection. Now, I actually mentioned this in my private community around 5 or 6 days ago when I did a crypto market update. And the reason why I knew we were most likely going to get that rejection toward the bottom side is because of this major level of resistance. Now, a lot of people are seeing it, may not think it's that significant, but this level of resistance goes all the way back to 2024, you guys. You can see here when we're on the bottom side towards this range and we are attempting to run up, we get rejected right here. We see that second rejection and we see a third rejection. Now we're on the top side. We can see, hey, it held up fairly well twice before it finally ended up breaking towards the bottom side. But if we zoom out and we see how strong this level of support slash resistance is, when we're on top, we can see, hey, what happened? Prices hit, ran towards the upside. This entire area, prices struggled to break downwards and then it ran towards the upside. But when this area was our area of support, look how strong it was. We came towards this range. Fake out, we still held up. Multiple point of fake out and we still ran up. Multiple point of fake outs and we still ran up. Multiple point of fake outs and we still held toward the upside until we finally broke towards the downside, which was right here. So this level of support going all the way back to 2024 of December when it was originally established is now finally getting tested near the end of the year, right when 2026 is around the table. So just so we know, if prices ends up running back towards the upside, there will be quite a bit of buying power that's required for us to run back towards the to continue to run above this area of resistance. Now, the second thing that I had my eye on to tell us, hey, prices are most likely going to drop, is because we had this bearish structure forming. We know once we see this rejection toward the upside once, twice, 3 times, and you combine that with another major level of resistance, prices are most likely going to go down. Now, the good thing is we have a bit of support here where prices can potentially bounce and actually start moving towards the upside. Now, that area isn't the most significant area, but it is an area to know, because if we look previously right here, we can see when prices hit this range, it actually had a bit of a bounce, and then we hit this range again, and then we had another bit of a bounce, and now we're right here within this area of support. Now, what we have to note right now that's very significant is that why are prices even moving towards the downside, right? And the reason why we're seeing prices move towards the downside is because of this. People still have not learned their lesson yet. If you want to succeed in crypto and be able to make money in this industry, remember what I'm about to say. We have to watch the masses and do the opposite. Meaning, when we look at the level of leverage that was in the market, we can see there was a lot of 50x leverage, there were a lot of 100x leverage, and everyone, the masses, was betting on, hey, prices were going to go up. Everyone was so excited about quantitative tightening ending that they were taking these 25x leverage, these 50x leverage, these 100x leverage, expecting prices to run towards the upside. And such a small amount of people were still expecting prices to run towards the downside. And because of that, exchanges saw our leverage. They saw what prices need to hit for us retail traders to get liquidated. And what do? They push prices down because they do not want to pay out millions of dollars to everyone who is trading on leverage on their platform. And this is just the 7-day. Even if I were to switch this chart and we just look at today alone, you guys, everyone was taking leverage, expecting prices to run toward the upside, and prices do the opposite. So that is why we have to be able to look at the masses and see majority of people are expecting prices to run up, and we do the opposite, because exchanges will typically lean towards the opposite direction of what retail traders are hoping to see happen, so they don't have to pay us out. So how low can prices potentially go, and what can you do to take advantage of it? Now, with prices moving downwards so aggressively, what in the world can we do? Number one is do not take any short position. When you're taking a short, yes, I know it is exciting to want to take short, especially when prices are moving downwards and you think, oh my goodness, I can make money while prices are moving the downward downwards direction. But that is a huge mistake. And the reason why is you want to take a short position in strength, not in weaknesses. Meaning you want to take your short position when you're at that level of resistance, at that level where, hey, when prices hit this range, it's most likely going to go downwards. If prices hit this range, it's most likely going to go downwards. You don't want to take a short position when prices have already gone down quite a bit, when most likely, because it's gone down so aggressively in such a short period of time, because you can see it's been 1, 2, and this seems to be the third candlestick on the 4th hour, where now price could potentially turn green. And if you were to enter a short right here, now what would happen? You would be losing and you wouldn't be making money. So the worst thing you should be doing right now is FOMOing in, getting emotional, getting excited to make money on some type of short position, and suddenly taking a short position here, knowing price it could potentially move up and it can liquidate you, or you can just lose money. If you're enjoying this video, I will be sharing 3 strategies that I use to help me hit my first 6 figures in crypto. The link is in the description. So if you're someone where you haven't hit your crypto goals yet, remember what Warren Buffett said, one of the wealthiest investors of our generation. The more you learn, the more you earn. So if you haven't hit your goals yet, it's just because you haven't learned it. And once you learn it, you'll be able to accomplish your goals a lot faster. A lot of people are going to hate the advice that I'm about to give you, but it is true. And I see a lot of people make this mistake again and again and again. Are you ready? Do not buy the dip. Yes, I said it. You hear it all the time. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. No, we do not buy the dip. There's a specific particular way when we should buy the dip, and I'm going to show you that. When we see prices starting to move towards the bottom side, when we see prices crash towards the downside, we don't just want to be buying the dip, buying the dip, buying the dip, because then you reach those situations or circumstances where you could potentially run out of money. So what we want to do, and specifically what I do, and I tell everyone in my private community as well, is that we want to buy the dip at key levels of reverse. Meaning me looking at the Bitcoin chart right now, by zooming out, I can see Bitcoin actually did a massive crash where prices went from 107K all the way down towards that 80K price range. But then it did a massive bounce and it went all the way back up to $93,000 price range. So it did a $13,000 bounce, and then prices ended up moving back towards the downside, which is happening right now. So if I am looking to buy that dip, I'm looking to buy closer towards this range. Why? Because this is a range which prices are most likely going to reverse and start moving back towards the upside, as we saw right here. And we can look previously, the exact same thing happened. Here we saw prices do a massive drop towards the bottom side, and it hit the bottom of this original zone that I highlighted right here, and then boom, bounced towards the upside. And then what happened? Boom, crashed back down. You guys like my sound effects? And then it ran back toward the upside. Then it crashed back down towards this major level, right? We can see that double bottom right there. And then boom, parabolic move towards the upside. So instead of constantly buying the dip, buying the dip, buying the dip, we want to buy at those key levels where we're most likely going to have prices move towards the upside. That way, number one, it gives us a better average cost. Number two, we're most likely going to be in the profit sooner. And number three, prices won't just break below that level because it's a major level of support. And the third thing you can look to do during this time is only accumulate key crypto project. Now, when I say key crypto project, I mean is don't accumulate these random altcoins that you're not sure about, or these random altcoins that have kind of underperformed. When I mean key cryptos, I mean crypto project like our Bitcoin, our Solana. Because if you look at a crypto project like Bitcoin, it kind of doesn't matter when you really buy it. Because if you look at Bitcoin historical performance, regardless of what price you buy it at, if you look at its chart, Bitcoin continuously runs higher and higher and higher and higher. So even if you're the worst investor in the world and you bought Bitcoin at the highest price possible, if you're able to be patient enough, you will end up being in the profit. One of the most important things that I've learned about being a successful investor and trader, it is that profit just moves from the impatient trader, the impatient investor, to the patient trader, to the patient investor. So we see that happening with Bitcoin. We also see it happening with BNB. It pretty much doesn't matter when you buy it because it typically always runs to all-time high. We see the same thing happening with Solana. It always runs to all-time high. No, but that's not me saying, hey, just buy at any random time. But it's just me saying, look at those key crypto projects that has been proven that even if you don't buy at the best price, it typically always runs up higher and higher, allowing you to walk away with more money in your pocket than you originally started with. But what if these crypto projects just continue to go down and they keep going lower and lower? What if I am completely wrong? That's why I always believe that the best way to make the most amount of money in crypto is to play the long game and also play the short game. Meaning, if we pick a random crypto project on this list right now, for example, as I'm scrolling, let's just say I decide to choose, for example, let's say I pick a crypto project on this list, and let's just say I decide to choose Litecoin, for example. Now, we know that Litecoin did very, very well back in 2021. Back in 2021, we saw Litecoin hit its all-time high when it went close to $35. Now, that was the best price that anyone could have sold Litecoin, because that was when it hit its all-time high. And if you sold any time after that, then you typically didn't sell at the best price possible, because Litecoin never ran back up to its previous all-time high. That's why I say, if you want to milk it, if you want to make the most amount of money in crypto, you have to play two games, which is you buy some of these crypto projects that you're only going to buy for this one cycle. And once you see a pump, when you see it hit all-time high, guess what? We sell that crypto project, we make our profit, we take that money, we live our best life, invest it, buy more real estate, invest in business, go out with the wifey, your friends, live your best life. And then we have this other crypto portfolio, which is our long-term investments for those key crypto projects that we know will continuously run up higher and higher and higher. Yes, the bear market will come. Yes, prices will go down. But historically, when we see how those crypto projects perform after cycle and cycle and cycle, they always typically always run up higher. Those are the ones that we look to buy during these times of uncertainty. Because if I want to buy during time of uncertainty, when everything is going down, when I'm not sure, is it still a bull market, is it still a bear market, I'm going to accumulate those crypto projects where I know even if I don't buy it at the best price, I know they're going to end up running up in value, because historically they typically always do. If you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I post multiple times a week to help you learn how to invest and trade crypto.